What do you want?
The views and opinions expressed in the following podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the DVM production empire. That's how you know it's good.
You're listening to the DVM production empire. Packed with content, millions of downloads, taking the world by force. Join the empire today at dvmpe.com.
Groovy. Okay, you guys, I need everyone to settle down. I need you to listen up. We have been asked to name the winter storm. Now this is hurricane territory. We don't ever get asked. We got polar vortex. We got that one. And that was a good one. And then what happened?
He got poached by a hurricane team.
And so now he had the best idea that we ever had. And now he's on hurricane team. And he named Katrina.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, that was a big one. We need our Katrina now. It's going to be super cold. It's going to be like minus 100 degrees on mountaintops. That's cold.
That is cold, yeah.
Let's think cold.
It's a Burr festival.
If you're going to open with it's a Burr festival. Okay, there are no bad ideas. That was a pretty bad one, but there's no bad ideas. It's a cold collision. No,
I don't think that'll work.
No, I don't think that'll work.
It's not colliding with anything.
It's colliding with the land. I mean, the cold is colliding with my face. Face frozen. 18.
That just sounds like a movie.
So did Polar Vortex, and he did really well with that. I'm trying to be Polar Vortex.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I gotta be me. Yeah, I gotta be me. I gotta be Claude.
Hey, I got an idea.
Yeah, what do you got?
I've been trying for years. I just want someone to say witch's titty.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say witch's titty. Didn't I say that on the way in? I said, watch. Sean says witch's titty. No, we've got an hour.
Yeah,
so
I think we should table that one.
Let's table that one.
I don't want to say no.
I don't want to say no to witch's titty, but I'm just gonna say that. Okay, at like 5:59, like 50. That we don't have anything. We're going to go with witch's titty, and we're going to see if they'll say it. I don't know if they're going to say it. Yeah, I know. Just don't celebrate yet. There's no end zone yet. What about bomb cyclone?
No, that's pretty stupid.
That's stupid.
No.
That's stupid. You're right on this thing. Something with a weapon in the weather. Let's think of snow cannon.
Ooh, ice knife.
Frost mace.
Snowflake bazooka.
Flurry taser. We can go
Ice cube throwing star?
Yeah, that's a good one. We can go with maybe it'll be because then there was snowpocalypse.
Ooh, what about black ice power?
Ooh, what about black ice matters?
All ice matters.
No, no, come on. What have we said about that? We're going to have HR in here. Knock that off. Come on.
Okay, fine. I'm just saying.
No, I know. This is not the place for that.
Not all ice is bad, is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying the weather affects everyone, okay? All right, let's keep going. We got to hurry up because they're looking in the window. And fuck you, hurricane guy. Yeah.
Oh, he's wearing his Katrina Letterman jacket.
That's
so
You used to be here, Trevor.
Yeah, you weren't better than us.
You're not better than us.
He's kind of better than us.
He's way better than us.
God.
Okay, I just gotta hurry. I know.
I mean,
between you and me, we're not gonna get witch's titty on.
I mean, we spent a lot of time yesterday saying shithole.
Yeah.
Is it possible we can say titty?
I think we could say titty, but I'm worried that.
Can we get the president to say it first?
I'm sure he said it just now. Can
we tweet it to
if
him?
we were super quiet, we'd probably hear him go titty. I'm just saying. But I'm just wondering, because I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know if I want to do this anymore.
1 minute to air.
1 minute to air.
Oh,
okay.
Shit. Okay. Think of something. Frostbite vampires.
Snow zombie.
Snow shovel boomerang. I'm just saying. God, I don't know.
Nope. Shut up. We're not there yet.
We still have time.
Do you just want to go with bomb cyclone?
Yeah, bomb cyclone seems fine.
Bomb cyclone.
You guys suck.
What's going on, Empire? This is Stupid Talking Stupid on the DVM Production Empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear. And we read the stupid, so you don't have to. Well, guess what happened?
What happened?
We were on the cutting edge of news. Welcome. Look, gather around the gramophone. You gonna finish the song? There it is.
The news.
So back in, I believe, season 1, we talked about the terrible dangers of having laundry pods.
Tide Pods
Look too much like candy.
That's right.
And we thought, oh, this only stupid kids would be eating these, and they definitely wouldn't be eating it on purpose. Like, why? Why would you? And then there's all this news lately of people eating Tide Pods to get high.
Do you swallow it?
I don't know. I do not know. But when New England Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski is the voice of reason, saying, "Hey, don't eat Tide Pods," maybe
Tide Pods.
Maybe you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I think so too.
There's people huffing paint thinner and stuff like that. Like it's not the first time someone's used a cleaning product to try to get high, but it's also a pretty terrible thing to do because it just pretty much causes brain damage. Like, yeah, you'll be high, you're gonna forget second grade, but you're gonna get super high.
Right. Well, what's second grade? Is it coloring? I can do that coloring.
I mean, coloring is a way of life.
I guess.
Have you seen flowers? That shit's everywhere.
True.
And that's not even like one of our main stories. It's just a fact of it's become this huge thing.
Ugh.
After we reported on it, because parents were concerned. Turns out the parents were right to be concerned.
Right. So you have kids that are now older and idiots.
I mean, the first season.
You guys want to try this? I used to eat this all the time when I was a little kid.
Dude, my mom would never let me do the dishes because I tried eating these. But now I do the dishes all the time, and I play the one for you, one for me. It's great. I do dishes every day, sometimes twice.
Every day.
My mom was like, that has to be a hand wash. And I say, no. No.
No. It'll be fine.
The Tide has got this. No, Tide is laundry detergent.
Yeah, it is. They sell the pods for dishwashers.
Yeah, because I use the... That's the thing. I don't understand why you'd use the pod with the clothes. I use it for the dishwasher. Because it sits in a little compartment and it closes and it's like...
I use the pod for the clothes.
I don't like
just
that.
Toss it in.
I don't like it.
Because all you need is a little bit of soap. I think people overdo it with the soap.
Well, see, sometimes I use just like the normal amount of soap, but other times when it's like really rank ass clothes, like my work clothes after a long week, I'm like, it's pretty bad. Maybe throw a little bit extra in there. Or like when I'm doing towels, I feel like maybe put a little extra soap in there.
Yeah.
Because they're really absorbent. You got to throw that shit in there. You got to put extra drugs in it.
Extra drugs in your
Yeah,
clothes.
What are you going to do? 1.5 pods? What, you just walk around with half a pod?
No.
Oh, might as well just eat this.
Don't bogart my pod, man.
And the thing is, when you're having your Tide Pods, you want to share it with your best friend.
Sure.
Did you have a best friend growing up?
I did.
All throughout schools?
Yep.
What would you say if the teacher came up to you and said, Patrick, no more best friend? You can have a friend, but they cannot be your best friend. That is wrong.
Well, I've had the same...
No, wrong.
...friend since we were 4.
How dare you?
My best friend in the world.
How fucking dare you?
For 34 years.
Well, there's a trend coming out of European schools that's now hitting the mainland. It's slowly picking up.
Came over on a boat.
Mm-hmm. On the bottom of ships. Wait.
Those are barnacles.
So, schools are banning best friends. So you're allowed to have friends in school, but you cannot have a best friend. So if they see you hanging out with one person the whole time, they're going to separate the two of you and say, no, make more friends.
Terrible.
Right. Too bad. This is the world. You are not allowed to have a best friend. You can have okay friends, but I swear to God, if you have a best friend, that's gonna.
But there's only so many people I could stand.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Psychologist Barbara Greenberg is saying, you know what?
Well, if Barbara Greenberg says it.
She's just saying, the notion of choosing best friends is deeply embedded in our culture. Nonetheless, there is, in my opinion, merit to the movement to ban having best friends. And I was like, so you just didn't have friends growing up? That's
you were lonely, and or you shared a best friend.
Saying there's something dreadfully exclusionary occurring when a middle schooler tells the girl sitting next to her that she is best friends with the girl sitting in front of them. Of course, the scenario plays out a variety of ways, but child after child comes to my therapy office distressed when their best friend has now given someone else this coveted title.
It's like the top 5 on MySpace.
Oh.
Remember people used to lose their shit.
So, the MySpace top friends was a teaching tool to me in the fact of I could be in a relationship and not even realize it. Where there was this girl that I was friends with at work. This is obviously years ago because it was MySpace top friends.
Yeah.
We talked every day, and it was like, it wasn't a real relationship. It was just we talked at work all the time, and we'd be texting sometimes out of work. And then I don't know what happened, but like at some point in my top friends, she noticed that she was not in the top 10. Like I had like a top 20 or whatever.
Right.
And she was on the page, but she wasn't in the top 10 or like top 5 or something like that. And she sends me a text and was like, I can't believe I'm not in the top 5, blah, blah, blah. And then we just stopped talking. I'm like, did I just have a relationship and get dumped?
Yikes.
Without even realizing it?
I think you did.
Yeah, so that was... It wasn't until she got pissed off that I was like, wait a second. Have we not just been friends? What is this?
Wait.
Did I just get dumped from a not relationship?
I think so. I think it's bullshit. I think a lot of people have, come out of, you deal with the people you do. Like a lot of good things have come out of the aspects of like two people who are good friends, and then like they go into business together.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. That'd be like them coming to me and being like, you're in your 4th season of Stupids. You're going to need a new co-host because this is unhealthy.
Yeah.
Like,
you guys have developed too much rapport and you work too well together.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what happens when another podcast host looks over and doesn't have that rapport with you.
I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I want, like, if I had kids, I want them to have, like, a best friend like I had.
Well, she says she's concerned about the bigger picture, which includes the pain associated with exclusion and the gentle comfort associated with inclusion.
There was like my buddy Anthony, like we've been friends for 34 years, and he has another friend, and his name is Andy.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel sad.
But you don't do voice. I do voice.
All right,
It's you.
No, okay. It makes me feel sad that I was that. But no, there was this element of like I didn't necessarily get along with Andy. There's other kids, Sandro, Andy, and Sandra. I didn't necessarily get along with them, but didn't stop me from having other friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I only went to school with Anthony until 4th grade, and then I moved to like 2 towns over, and so naturally I'm gonna have friends there,
right?
And he's gonna have whatever. And there's times that I'm like, hey, you want to come by? You want to come over for the weekend or whatever? Oh, I can't. I'm doing this. Okay, that's cool. And then
and you were scarred permanently.
I think there's an element of. I think it's just it teaches you. Teaches you an element of tolerance to be like, or being able to be told no.
Well,
that's the problem. They don't want to tell kids no.
Another thing that she brings up is that if kids have best friends, does that also imply that they have worst friends? Yes, bitch.
Up. Yeah.
I have terrible friends. They're still my friends, but they're shitty people sometimes. I wouldn't be like, hey, I'm gonna lend you money. No.
Yeah.
But like, you want to get drunk at the bar with me later on, and you're on your own tab, and you have your own ride, and if I need to, I can walk away from you. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a level of friendship, but it's okay to have worst friends. Like, sometimes your friends just suck. Like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
You will not believe what happened when Daphne drank 17 martinis last night.
Oh, she's the worst.
Did she turn into a raging bitch and start trying to fight with everyone? Yes. Oh, well, that's what she does when she's super drunk.
Yeah.
When she's sober, she's a great person.
Right.
I don't know. It's become now friendship is a participation trophy. You're not allowed to have best friends. You have to go be friends with the weird kid.
Right.
I don't want to be friends with the weird kid.
Well, I don't think the weird kid wants to be friends with me.
No, he wants to stick his hand in his pants, not like in a sexual way, just his hand wants to be in his pants. Like, maybe he's just scratching his thigh, maybe he's picking his butt, maybe he's touching himself. Who knows? But he just wants to sit by himself, smell like crayons, and put his hand in his pocket.
We had a kid who was super into, like, witchcraft in junior high.
Like the movie The Craft?
No, no. That's early. I'm a little older. This kid was walking, like, he had books about witchcraft or whatever, and his defense mechanism,
like the fictional kind, or like the true, like, it's like the religion
I'm
kind.
casting spells and your aura and this stuff like that, and like his defense mechanism to the people around him
was a dream catcher.
Well, no, he would like put curses on people.
Oh, with this kid.
And I was just like, people were like, well, maybe if he had more friends. I'm like, he clearly doesn't want them.
What if he just wants to have people over for a slumber party so they can invoke the power of Muatu?
To this day, I still have a curse on me.
Yeah.
That when the world is destroyed, I'm going to have to spend eternity sifting through the rubble looking for my soul.
Well, I think that curse just ended up on your face.
Oh, okay. Well, at any rate. But nonetheless.
Why don't you go cry to your best friend about that sick burn?
I think I'm going to. But no, and then they made him stop. Because, like, when some girl got really upset that she was, like, a curse was put on her or something, so they made him stop. But the whole thing was like, why don't you just, if he had some friends. Like, he just doesn't want them.
Yeah. It's like forcing a kid to go play sports. Like, yeah, he's got to make friends.
One kid I knew, him and his brother, super weird. Now that kid is a bass player for the Plain White Tees. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
He found friends.
Yeah. They didn't just have to be friends in history class.
Right.
And she's saying now that she's not an advocate for encouraging friends to have huge groups of friends. What she'd like to see instead is children having a smaller group of close friends. Like, oh, so you want a small group of best friends?
Dude, I had a huge group of friends. And then I had a smaller group that hung out together all the way. Like, every Saturday we went roller skating.
Yeah.
This place called Coach Light. And we would go to my friend Tim's house in the afternoon, hang out, and then at 6:30, my dad would pick us up, and we'd all pile in the car and go roller skating until what felt late, but I think it was probably 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Ooh, getting up in them big hours.
That's right. But we would, we would roller skate every week as a group of us, and that group of friends is relatively still friends to this day. I don't see what the problem is. Sooner or later, you're going to need to move out of your place, and you're going to need people to help.
Yes.
So it's you got to have some element of friendship. Best friends will help you move dead bodies. Friends will help you move your couch.
Little do they know the body's in the couch.
Well, that needs to be told up front.
Why is your Barker Lounger leaking?
Never mind. Just put it in the truck. Stop trying to start a fight.
This is why you weren't invited to best friend group. Yeah, a parent whose child attends to one of these schools that has the no best friend rules saying that there's a policy that if your child is having a party, unless every child is invited, you don't get to hand out the invitations in class.
That's very much a thing now with Pat's kids. Pat's like, but the basically, and it's exclusionary too. Like the moms who are like cool with each other, they're friends on Facebook.
Yeah, like you don't have to do the thing of, well, take this stack of things to class and get it involved to your friends. No, you just form a Facebook group with all the moms that you're like, hey, can your kid come to my kid's party?
Right.
It's going to be next Saturday.
If anything, all it's going to do is teach fucking kids how to be fucking shiesty about stuff.
Yeah.
Be like, we're the secret best friends group of,
Secret best friend groups
secret
on
best
3.
friends.
1, 2, 3. Shh.
But yeah, if anything, it's going to show people how to be like exclusionary, but quietly.
And like we used to have. I don't know if they did this at school that I can remember, but I know it's a big thing of like Valentine's Day. When you're in grade school, it's like you have to bring Valentines for everyone in the class. I'm pretty sure like that's what I was doing, because we'd have to go to the store and buy like the 20-pack of Ninja Turtle Valentines with some candy.
And Muppet Babies.
Oh, I was all about that Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with the turtles. Know what I'm saying?
I had Simpsons ones.
But it wasn't a Ninja Turtle Valentine's.
No,
So I don't even know why you're bringing it up right now.
I'm just saying.
This is why you aren't allowed to have best friends.
Ghostbusters.
Film or animated?
Animated.
Okay.
The real Ghostbusters, they call themselves.
They were the female Ghostbusters.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why it's such a thing, and they're saying that it's going into Canada too. I just don't like the idea
The
of
sequel to Canada?
Yes. That's what Antarctica is. Canada too. Less substance than ever.
The coldest thing.
We don't even have syrup.
Terrible.
I know, right?
Yeah. You don't want to watch that. They don't even have syrup.
So, with the holidays that just passed, well, a while ago now, it's been a few weeks, there was, maybe people had some issues with mail delivery.
Mm-hmm.
A particular neighborhood in Rocky River, Ohio, has a very special issue with mail delivery.
Yeah.
Why do you think they couldn't get their mail in Rocky River, Ohio? It's a few neighborhoods, so it's not like a huge area, but it's a few neighborhoods in this one part in Ohio. What do you think? Now, before you say anything, I just want to reiterate that the United States Postal Service creed, they have the neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night will stop us from getting our shit done, y'all.
And I'll deliver mail at nighttime.
I'm just saying, that's the creed. The Apollo creed.
Were there wolves?
You are close.
I am.
It was an animal.
Oh no. Bears?
More delicious than bears.
Lions?
You just know for a fact. No, lions are definitely more delicious.
Oh yeah.
Something that actually lives in Ohio.
Deer? Too many deer?
No, that would be delicious. You're right.
Turkeys?
There it is. A whole bunch of aggressive wild turkeys
Awesome.
are harassing the postal carriers.
Awesome.
So they have ceased delivery in this area.
So they're fucking trying to beat it off with a
Whoa!
stovetop.
Whoa.
Get out of here! Yeah. You see this?
Put this in you.
Put this in you. God. Ah.
The Rocky River branch of the United States Postal Service notified the city that turkeys were creating unsafe conditions for the carriers delivering mail to the bunch of homes in the area. 25 to 30 homes haven't been able to get their mail delivered, and the problem has been going on for about 3 weeks.
Gang of gobble, 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 gobble. Blah, blah, blah.
Residents have had to pick their mail up at the post office.
How did they get to the post office?
I don't know.
Okay, Sheila, just run to the, no, just run. Don't.
can't.
Did you look it in the eye? You looked it in the eye. Hurry up, hurry up. This bird has the smallest legs, and he's beating you. Get to the car.
These are new shoes.
Get
They
to the
hurt
car.
when I run.
Get to the car,
I'm
Sheila.
trying.
Sheila, get in there.
Why didn't you park at the house?
I couldn't because there was a like they were like linking wings. There was like a chain. And they were like, not getting through here. And I was
Why
like,
didn't we just call an Uber?
No, the Ubers won't come through here anymore.
I guess mail delivery is just for the birds.
What?
No.
Why not just have somebody with like a well-placed scope?
You think mouthwash is going to scare them away?
I'm saying like a rifle.
Why would you put a rifle on mouthwash?
So dumb. So dumb.
I know, it's dumb. That's why I'm asking you. Why
I would
would
like
you...
the best friend police to come in now. I think it's time for a new co-host.
Or even better.
No, yeah.
Put a scope on your mouthwash to really get those cavities.
That's right.
Those hard to reach ones in the back.
Pew,
Hold on.
pew.
Click, 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 click. Oh, I see it now. Swishy, swishy, swishy.
No, why don't they just kill him?
That'd be cruel. It's not Thanksgiving.
Okay.
These are wild turkeys. You gotta drink them. The city can't eradicate the turkeys under the city's ordinance. So a letter was sent out this week to residents asking them to stop putting out any kind of bird food.
Oh man!
So it appears they have brought this on themselves.
Earl used to have when he worked for like an extension school, like a technical school.
Okay.
And he was maintenance at a technical school, and they had a building. It was right next to a pond, so it was just like geese. And they're like, you got to do something about these geese, goose shit everywhere and everything. But he was technically not allowed to get rid of them, and so he found a way. I can't say it on the air, but he found a way to get rid of some of them. But the other one was, yeah, right. The other way was,
did he tell them to stop being best friends with the area?
Yeah.
You guys get out of here. You can't be best friends with this neighborhood.
You guys can't be a flock anymore.
Get that flock out of here.
Get the flock out. But the other one was when my friend Pat, his mother-in-law, ran like a really nice housing area called the Midwest Club near like Oak Brook, like huge houses, huge. They had a group called the Geese Police to come in, and it was literally just a dude with a remote control boat and a dog. And you
Get a remote control dog?
A remote control boat and a dog.
Yeah, remote control boat and dog.
Yes. No, the dog was real. And the dog would chase the geese off, and the boat would chase the geese off. And that was this guy's job. He'd come every morning, run his little boat around, let the dog run, and they paid him like $500. I'm like, I want that job.
Yeah, I got a BB gun at home.
I'm gonna change the call. No, you can't shoot them. It's against the law.
I'm gonna shoot near them.
I was thinking like potato gun.
Isn't that still shooting them?
But it's not like potato's not gonna like indent in them. Like
how weak of a potato gun do you have that you don't think a potato is gonna dent into a bird?
I don't know. Just saying. Get the weaker potato guns.
Use mash. I don't care. Use a catapult. Launch mashed potatoes at a bunch of geese. Ah, what are you doing? I'm going to get them.
Next is going to be stuffing, bitch. You want cranberries? Keep it up.
I cooked for 12 and only 2 showed up. I got all the ammo I need today.
Boom.
That's frozen lasagnas. I ain't even cooked yet. So if you come at me, you come correct.
Correct.
So now mail carriers are going to try delivering in the evening, and they're also going to be carrying air horns in an attempt to scare off the turkeys. So now there's just a bunch of mail carriers walking around. Honk. It's like, oh, you want to honk at me? You want to honk at me?
They're like, they're taught to be like fearful of like every animal, like no matter what.
Turkeys?
No, the male people.
And female people for all,
male persons.
like my male person who doesn't know how to deliver shit, so I always have to go to the post office to get it.
I went out. I was getting she was walking up to give me the mail, and Bella was in the garage with me, and she came, and the dog's like, the dog just wants to be friends. And she's like, okay, get the dog away. And I'm like, she's fine. She's friendly. She's not gonna. I'm like, okay, then why are you out of your truck? I just thought I'd give you the mail. I'm like, okay, well, you're in her yard, so
Yeah.
give me the mail. And,
At the same time, how many people say, "Oh no, they're friendly," and then
yeah, no, I know, but I was just like, why are you getting out of your truck if you're worried about animals?
Yeah, it's like this. None of this was an issue if you would have just delivered the mail like you're supposed to.
Right.
Don't try to be my best friend. Yeah. Just go and get. Now we have a case of stupid law. Dun dun.
And we're going to talk about that right after this message.
Right after this messages.
This message is this one.
Stupid's Talking Stupid is a podcast that covers news stories that are so stupid you can't believe it's actually news.
Mayor candidate proposed that if elected, he would look into getting drug-sniffing bunnies.
Today's 24/7 news cycle means a lot of stupid stuff makes its way to the top, masking itself as real news.
Pooh in the window. It's a Disney movie waiting to happen.
On Stupid's Talking Stupid, we neglect real news to bring you the stories of, are you fucking kidding me? Stupid's Talking Stupid. We read the stupid so you don't have to.
On dvmpe.com. Probably thinking, why is there an advertisement for Stupid's Talking Stupid on Stupid's Talking Stupid? It's because our previous episode got delayed in getting uploaded, so we're worried that you guys forgot about us.
Yeah, so while you're listening to us, you can hear about listening to us.
It's a technique known as double listen to us.
Double listen to us.
It's a very scientific technique.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Put it out there with no best friends.
Yeah, it's pretty much published in all the journals that I write with my feelings in it. So a bit of stupid law has been, I don't know, I guess executed. They didn't murder it, but it's something that a judge weighed in on with a legal but not actually legal. Oh, sorry, two judges.
Okay.
There was a whole case, like not a case, but like what's the court papers when they a
brief?
No, when you hand down their
ruling.
There it is, the ruling. Couldn't think of the fucking word. They had a ruling. It's like 5 or 6 page. It's a 5-page document that came out of it. Now this is a pretty contentious piece of legislation. It's not real legislation because it's retired judges, but still, the fact that a couple judges put this whole thing together for an answer.
It's really interesting though what some retired judges get to do. Like a lot of times when if there's like some sort of legislation, or some sort of litigation, they could choose to take it before a former judge, and the former judge would be like, "Yeah, I agree with that guy," and then that's just done. I'm like, "But he's a former judge." Like basically, both parties just have to agree that whatever this guy.
Oh, so
says,
he becomes an arbitrator.
Yeah.
Right? So that is an actual process. If you agree on someone being the point of contact, so you don't have to sit through the actual whole system and everything. But you can legally decide whatever this person says. It was going to be the decision, and if both parties agree, then I don't even think it has to be anyone that was ever a judge.
Right. It was like we're going to sit in front of Stuart.
Yeah.
And Stuart's the janitor, or whatever he says.
Well, I just want to be friends.
No, we can't have that. We're best friends.
So here is the pressing matter that got a bunch of lawyers and eventually 2 judges to spring into action to hand out a ruling on this. How do you feel about express checkout lines?
I like them, but I don't at the same time. I feel like they're gonna be the reason that someone loses their job one day. Although Jewel got rid of theirs.
I'm talking about express checkout, not self checkout.
Is express checkout like 10 items or less?
Correct.
If you have 10 items or less, fine.
Okay, you're in line. You got 6 items. Person in front of you has 11, but it's 10 items or less. Are you mad?
No.
They have 12 items. Are you mad?
Nah.
They have 13 items. Are you mad?
Nah.
They have 20 items, but they're a lot of they're small.
No. 20 items, that's my limit.
If they have...
Life's too short to bitch about stuff. Like, first of all, if I'm in that big of a hurry, I'm not at the fucking grocery store. I'm just not.
What if you're on your way to a party and they're like, hey, can you stop and get a couple things of ice and a thing of soda real quick?
Sure.
Okay, you're in the self-checkout. I'm in front of you. You don't know me. Okay. It's just a general me.
Okay.
And I, like, say there's a bunch of stuff in my cart, but they're buy one, get one free. Let's say loaves of bread are buy one, get one free, and it's a 10 item or less, so I have 20 loaves of bread. I'm only buying 10. It's buy one, get one. Those don't count. They still have to scan them. They still got to go through all the same beats.
Yeah. That's 20 items.
It's 20 items?
Yeah.
Because a Miami Herald reporter had an issue at the Publix supermarket that he went to when the cashier scolded him for being over the limit of 10 items or less. Because he had a bunch of buy one, get one free things, he thought, well, I'm buying 10 items and getting the other 10.
That's semantics, though.
Well, thank God there's retired judges that want to hand out 5-page rulings on the matter. I didn't get the whole thing because it was just a bunch of
legalese.
Yeah, just a bunch of bullshit. But the original tweet by David Ovale says, Publix cashier hassled me because she said I was just over the 10 item limit in express lane, but I counted a couple buy one, get one free items as one, which would have put me under. Am I wrong? And my goodness, it caused a cacophony of back and forth from people saying, we got former cashiers chiming in saying, you're dead wrong. How dare you? And then we got other people saying, who gives a shit? And one person who's an actual lawyer, because he's a crime reporter, he ends up having a lot of lawyers on his Twitter feed. Defense attorney David S. Weinstein said, as I see it, you bought one item, Publix gave you the other item, buy one, get one free, so that one belongs to them. So as long as your items were less than 10, you can stay in the express lane.
Yeah, once again, semantics,
Well, that's what arguing in a court of law is.
Did the other customer have a problem with it?
I wasn't a customer, it was the cashier.
Then that guy should shut the fuck up.
Because
and go work in the other line. Honestly, that's just like, I only had one occurrence with that, where I was in the express lane. Mm-hmm. It was Christmas time, and this guy was just bitching about how long it was taking, and there was something going on where the computer wasn't adding up the something right. This guy goes, I cannot understand why this is so hard. They teach math in grade school. Why are they having such a hard time? And I'm like, well, I don't know. People are used to computers doing it for them, and they've got a lot to add up. So whatever. Mm-hmm. This is the express lane. There's nothing express about this. He's like, I took math. I took math all the way up to advanced trigonometry.
All the way?
Yeah.
All the way.
And I was like, okay. And I was like,
I ran a marathon all the way up to like 3/4 of the way.
I go, well, that's great. Good for you. And he's like, what? I go, well, for someone who's bitching about math, you've got 13 items in the 10 item or less line. I said, so who's not counting now? And then some people around her are kind of like, because they heard this guy bitching and stuff like that. Mm. And then all of a sudden, another line opens. Finally, another line opens. And then he goes, the manager, who I guess was standing there helping out and whatever, opens the other line, and he goes, starting behind this gentleman, if you could just step over. And he was pointing at me, and I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, That was hilarious. And I go, thank you. And he's like, let's get you out of here. Another guy's like, he gets to go? Why isn't it the next person in line? And I was like, oh, man. I'm like, you're just not having a good day, are you, sir?
Mm-mm.
Quit bitching.
My favorite about people bitching at a grocery store is right before Dominic's closed the location by my house. A few years ago at this point. I used to go to Dominic's like 3 or 4 times a week just because I was on my way home. So I'd buy a couple things, take it home, make dinner, and just whatever. I just wouldn't buy, $100, $200 worth of groceries at a time. It's just easier. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to want tomorrow. Who knows? So I'd be going there a bunch. And I got to be not like friends, but like friendly with everyone that worked there. Like I was a regular customer, so I knew these people. And then when it was announced that they were closing, a lot of people, like, they didn't have any kind of, warning. It was just like, oh, by the way, we're closing. Sell everything in the store for 60% off. Fuck you, bye.
Right.
So these people were like, I think some of them, you had to work till the last day or you didn't get a severance or whatever.
Right.
But it kind of screwed a lot of people over, so like they couldn't find new jobs or whatever. And they obviously couldn't hire to get the rush of, like, because there's a huge rush. Everyone's coming in like, oh my God, everything's on sale for like 50, 60% off. Of course I'm going to go shopping and buy a couple carts worth.
Yeah, I remember people putting it on social media being like, this is oh my God, hurry up.
Well, no, there was someone in the store complaining. This was like a week after this was going on. So it had, well, not a week. It was a few days. So it's already, the sale's been going and people are, going through it and they're getting rid of all their stock. But it's gotten to the point where people are quitting and they're finding other jobs. They're just like, oh, I'm not going to show up to this job anymore. Fuck it.
Right.
So a bunch of people were quitting and everything. And so now there's half the amount of cashiers available on a given day. There's someone in line going, can we open another register? What's going on here? And I said to them, I'm like, they're all quitting because they don't have a job starting next week, you fuckhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't understand what the problem is.
I'm
like, there's no one here to work, so how can they open another register?
Right.
Like,
people do this stop thing. I love Dominic's, and I'll tell you why I love Dominic's, and I didn't understand. When I got a fresh values card, and I gave one to my dad, and then what happens is, you go there because they have the best, like, deli sandwiches. Mm-hmm. And so you go get a big sandwich, like party sub or something like that and whatever. And then every so often I'd go and I'd run it and they'd be like, oh, it's your 5th sandwich. You get this one for free. I was like, sweet. And then the next time I go back and there's this 5th sandwich. You get this one for free. I was like, this is awesome. I'm like, I think it's broken, and whatever. No, it turns out my dad had a Dominic's by where he worked. Mm-hmm. So he would always go in and get a sandwich. And then I'd swoop in and I'd steal his 5th. And so much that he complained at one point in time. He's like, this has got to be my 5th sandwich. And I said, no, I'm sorry.
I have a sandwich every day this year. I counted on the calendar. I have 47 sandwiches in my colon.
I remember saying to my dad, I go, I get free sandwiches at Dominic's all the time.
I've never bought one.
And he's like,
every Friday I go in and get a free sandwich.
I complained so hard to that store. I forgot. That reminds me, Sam's Club. Now that Walmart got that great big tax reduction, they decided trickle down economics at its best. We're closing all the Sam's Clubs. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go there and we're going to buy a whole lot of ribs. Because I love those ribs.
It's one thing when a normal grocery store goes out of business. Like, well, we have to sell everything, so good luck. But now it's like, who wants to buy 7 drums of mayonnaise? We got to get rid of them. They're a quarter each.
Got to get rid of this mayonnaise. No, a lot of it will go to I'm sure it'll go to the Walmart stores. But at the very least, like, if I'm going to get, like, a pork shoulder for, like, $5.
I mean, every time I go to Sam's Club, I always walk down the middle aisles with, like, the weird electronics and all the random shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, if that stuff's on sale.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time
like
to
shrimp. And,
maybe it's time to get a smoker for the bathroom.
yeah.
You agreed for a second.
No, not the bathroom.
Just a fan.
In this room, like I could put it right next to the window.
Well, yeah, the judges ruled that nah, bitch. Every item you have counts as an item.
Damn right.
But they took 5 pages to say it, and nowhere
course.
did they say the word bitch.
Of course.
But there are a bunch of bitches in Vancouver because a Vancouver Island man is concerned about the level of nudity in the changing rooms at the local rec center. That's right. His name is Norm Waddle. And he says that
Terrible.
Yeah, he receives physiotherapy at the Cowichan Aquatic Center. So it's a fucking pool.
Norm Waddle.
And he's complaining that in the men's room it is constantly filled with elderly men who indulge in, quote, excessive nudity.
Okay. I have an opinion on this.
I figured you would, which is why I was like, well, if there's a complaint about excessive nudity, just reel Patrick on in.
The gym.
Mm-hmm.
How long can you have a conversation with another dude while not wearing anything? I see this all the time. So much so that I go to a secluded area of... I'm not ashamed of my body. I'm not whatever.
You're ashamed of their bodies.
I do not want to see Herb Stedman, lawyer, talk to John Smith, accountant. Just like, there was a hot tub. And we used to go to a place called Glass Courts, and there was a hot tub. And these dudes are all just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Chilling in a hot tub. Bunch of naked dudes. And I'm just like, no, I'm good.
There was a gym that when I still lived at home, my dad bought memberships for like a family plan, and it's like a really fancy gym, the kind of place that has all the amenities you
like
could
Lifetime.
want. It's better than Lifetime.
Wow, Lifetime's pretty good.
I know, but this wasn't a chain. This was like a one-off.
Okay.
And like they have indoor tennis courts, and they they have a pool and a sauna and a spa. And
see, I love a good sauna too, but
well,
not if it's flopping around.
And that's the thing. Like the steam room was great, but it was great when there was no one there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the dressing rooms, they were super nice. Like the floor was carpeted in some places. They had benches everywhere. They had a little lounge area in the locker room. Mm-hmm. So yeah, here's a lounge area with some TVs and some couches. They're leather couches. And I'm like, well, there's a bunch of naked old men and you have leather couches. I don't ever want to sit on these couches. But they're in the area where the sinks were, they had like 3 or 4 sinks per bay, and they had like 2 or 3 bays. And they're all filled with amenities. They had mouthwashes and, disposable razors. They had all this stuff. But then they also had a bunch of hair dryers. And all the hair dryers... you'd see a bald man walk up and grab the hair dryer, fucking run, because he's gonna be airing out his nuts, just standing there. Hey, I'm like, dude, little decorum.
How's that racquetball game going? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I keep hitting the sides too. Yeah, it's like clockwork.
No.
So the first, I think 3 days that I was going to that gym, I would take one of the lockers right inside. I walk in the door. I'm like, oh, lockers are right here. Let's go ahead and use them. But that's also right by the sinks.
Yeah.
After, starting the 4th day, and then for the next, 2 years, I would walk in and go all the way down to the end. And then I'd use a locker down there. And I saw 98% less old dong
there you go.
Getting dried right next to where I brush my teeth. I was like, you know what? I'll go home
I'm gonna do this at home.
Yeah, I don't need to dry off completely. I'll just,
I just,
I'll get out of the shower, do a quick shake, and then just...
Like, I always like, the newer gyms, and the newer gyms had the private showers. I'm like, that's good. But It's not going to matter if you're sitting on the stools. It's like, hey, just being myself.
It's like, I'm glad you feel comfortable talking to me right now, but could you imagine how embarrassing it'd be if you'd see me washing my hair while I was like this?
Right.
How crazy would that be? It'd be the worst.
Just embarrassing.
He said that, the men are not engaging in any unlawful activities, but he said the change rooms are for the public, and people using them should feel comfortable in them. He said he spoke to the officials at the center and was told the management was not aware of what legally constitutes excessive nudity. But he's saying, I don't think it's right that these men make it so uncomfortable for others with their nudity. So he has a problem with people who are at a pool getting naked. He's saying,
does he get changed too?
yes.
So,
I don't know. He says, I have a son who is not comfortable with it either. There are separate cubicles and shower stalls in the change rooms, so these men should be made to use them. So you want them to go change in the shower, is what he's saying.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like it's a sleepover with your friends. Like, go change in the bathroom.
So he's like one of these, like, never nude guys where it's like, you wear the shirt, hopefully it's long enough, then you put the pants on, you change the shirt.
Yeah. North Cowichan Mayor John Lefebvre said the municipality does occasionally...
That is probably not how it's pronounced.
Yeah, you can't prove it.
Lefebvre.
Lefebvre.
Lefubu.
Lefebvre.
Sorry.
So the municipality does occasionally receive complaints from people who are offended by others in the change rooms. So this is not the only person complaining about it. But he also said he can't understand why someone would take exception to people's nakedness as they change from the street clothes to swimming gear.
To swimming.
Swimming gear. Lefebvre. Lefebvre to swimming gear.
No, I mean, I kind of get it, but you can't. I mean, you're in a locker room, dude. Like, you should. We would go to my boss in New York would always want to go to the steam rooms, so we'd go to like those Russian baths.
Yeah, so the kind of place where you see in the movie, you're like, oh, you just walk in and everyone has to be naked the whole time.
Yeah, it's like
that's weird.
I mean, though they wear the towel,
right?
But it's just like.
But if you walk in there in a swimsuit,
right, they're gonna look at you funny.
You're not gonna walk out.
Right, they're gonna look at you funny. Because a lot of times, I swear to God, the reason that you go to a steam room, or at least they go to a steam room, so they can talk business, and there's no chance of there being electronics.
Well, I mean, they've made steps in waterproofing.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, Florida.
Oh!
Yes.
Florida. We
have a dangerous, vicious animal attack inside a condo.
More turkeys.
Nope. A contractor named Marcos Hernandez filed a lawsuit alleging the condo owner Christine Lee illegally kept a bobcat inside her unit.
Oh, man.
He said a bobcat scratched him back in May, causing serious injuries after he entered the condo to conduct a fire safety inspection. He was in the condo alone, which the owner says that's something that should not have happened, saying that an employee from the building was supposed to accompany him inside. She's saying this has gotten so blown out of proportion, it's ridiculous. According to the lawsuit, Hernandez said he was attacked by an unleashed bobcat and suffered permanent injuries. He's seeking a jury trial in unspecified damages, and he said that Lee had a duty to provide a safe environment and failed to warn him about the bobcat. You ready to hear about this bobcat?
Yeah.
It is a 10-pound domestic long-haired kitty named Callie. It's a small house cat. Well, 10 pound, it's a big... Well, I don't know, 10 pound, that's a small cat. It's a tiny cat. He got scratched by a tiny cat, and he's like, it's a bobcat! He filed legal papers saying...
So it's not like a calico. Like, it is a bobcat, though.
No, it's a kitten. Like, it's a straight-up cat.
Oh, so he's just an idiot.
Yes.
That's
but he filed legal
so
papers
dumb.
saying this woman who owns a tiny cat was hiding a large bobcat in her condo.
Could have taken off my face. And they look at the cat. The cat, yeah.
What was the rabbit from Monty Python?
Oh yeah, the rabbit with the teeth. They used to have those slippers.
I don't get it. Like she's an older woman that can just hold this cat by herself. I'm like, that's not a bobcat. Now it's
by a chihuahua. This is a wolverine. There's a wolverine in the basement.
You have a bear just running around.
Pretty sure it's a chihuahua. No,
I don't care. Maybe it's a Mexican
it's a
wolverine.
Mexican wolverine.
And if that person isn't doing enough to make you go, God damn it, people are just stupid. A Massachusetts man has decided to take revenge against a pizzeria that went against their word. And thinking, well, that can't be a big deal. What's going on here? Arthur Lynch lives next to a recently reopened Sal's Pizza, and he was upset by the restaurant's decision to build a dividing fence 2 feet lower than he wanted. He wanted them to build an 8-foot fence. They built a 6-foot fence. And you're thinking, why would they go against their word? They agreed upon it. As it turns out, when they came out to build the 8-foot fence, dividing the two properties, he threw a fit when the workers were installing the fence, and he threw them off the property. So the pizzeria said, all right, 6-foot fence it is. And now, for some reason, he's angry. And now he's getting his revenge. Okay. You're this guy. This pizzeria just built the fence 2 feet lower. You want to get revenge on them. You don't want to break the law, but you want to get revenge on them. What's your go-to move?
Put up an extra 2 feet of fence.
Ooh, that will not work because that's going to be fucking with the fence. That's illegal. That's tampering with their fence.
I start my own pizza company.
That'd be genius. Arthur Slices.
That's right.
Sure is nicest. Wait, we probably can't use that. He decided to spray paint a big old word on his house that says douchebag. But the thing is, it faces the pizzeria. So, gotcha.
Okay.
That's right.
Idiot.
He decided to take revenge on the pizza place by spray painting the giant word douchebag on his own house. So that way, anytime you're at Sal's and you look over the fence, you just see giant spray paint douchebag on someone's house.
Yeah, you're going to think.
You go.
They're talking about that pizza place. Not somebody is.
I wonder who lives there.
Right?
A reputable person
Probably
who has an issue with his pizzeria fence.
Lord and Lady douchebag. No, we had a neighbor 2 doors down from us at the old house in Addison who threw county workers off of his land because he didn't like the fact that they were Mexican. And they were cutting back trees. They were cutting back the trees from the electrical power lines. So that in the event that...
Oh, so they're out there trying to keep it safe for everyone.
Well, and make sure
bastards.
that a storm doesn't put us out of power.
Right.
You know, like that one terrible one that we had when we lived in
the bomb cyclone?
Heights. What?
The bomb cyclone?
No. Yeah. No, we had a terrible storm during the 4th of July that had us without power.
Those are just fireworks. Oh, I remember that. You were complaining so much.
It sucked. You know.
Bitch.
Yeah, it was terrible. You go to the gym to shower. Have to see all that excessive dong.
No, not excessive dong.
I found myself at the damn Comedy Shrine at 6:30 in the morning just so that there'd be air conditioning. Oof. I'd sit there on the couch and watch TV until, 1 when I had to work.
Really putting in the hours this week, Bob.
That's right.
All billable.
Anyway, no, so I was like, okay, well then, because I knew our neighbors wouldn't care or whatever. I was like, do you have a cherry picker? And they're like, yeah. So go get it. And because where they needed it was like, it was far enough that they could get into the cherry picker and be on my neighbor's property with the cherry picker and extend over to cut it. I go get that thing, come back. I go, and I'll stand there with you. And then when he comes out, all pissy, I go, I'll deal with it.
Just get a spray bottle. Someone starts screaming, go,
No.
No.
And the guy comes out and he's like, what is going on? I told them off my property. I'm like, well, they're not on your property. I'm like, there's also a lien, amount of space between the wires and the tree that they're allowed to cut legally. I go, you need to stop being an asshole. You know, like, we never talk to this guy. He's like, I want them off my property. I'm like, well, technically they're on Jerry's property. Because this is an extension of that, which is now on here. I go, so go. I'm calling the cops. Feel free.
Did cops show up?
Cops showed up.
Ah, that's great.
With their timeliness, because by the time they showed up,
it was next year.
They were done. No, everybody was done. Everything was cut away. And the guys were gone. And I looked at the police and I said, I honestly don't know what you're talking about.
Can you imagine the whole thing? These trees grew that way.
I'm like, the guys came. I go, they weren't on his property. I'm like, but I don't know why he would be upset about anything. I'm like, have you asked him if he's stupid? The cops
he might
like,
be on drugs again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said that he will be more than happy to take douchebag off to his house if they raise the fence. But otherwise, I'm probably going to add more.
It's like tattooing it on your forehead. You're like, yep, you're looking at it.
Yeah, you cut me off in traffic, so I tattooed your dick on my face. Aren't you embarrassed that your dick is just out for everyone to see?
What's they doing there? You're embarrassing.
Guys, everyone, look at this guy's dick on my head. What an idiot, am I right?
It's like that episode of South Park where they took a photo of, like, Butter sleeping.
It's like,
yeah, he's totally got my penis in his mouth. It's like, but you put it there. I know, but he's got it there. Like, this is a terrible photo of you. No, it's a Butters.
What an idiot, am I right? God, yeah, that was a rough. You can't do that episode today. Yeah, he probably could. He probably would do that today.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with, the instant phrase when you see something terrible, kill it with fire? Someone sees like a spider and like, kill it with fire.
No, not really.
Well, a California man apparently is a firm believer in kill it with fire.
Things now. Look at that baby. Kill it with fire.
Come see my baby. Kill it with fire. Uncle Patrick, I made this for you.
Kill it with fire.
A California man decided he saw a huge spider. It's a huge wolf spider. And I think wolf spiders get pretty fucking big anyway. I don't look at pictures of them because, ew.
You're afraid of spiders?
They're gross.
Yeah. That's a theory, though.
Oh, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. If there's one hanging out in my living room, I'm like, all right, you're cool. If they go in the bedroom, I'm like, I got to kill you.
Yeah.
You done crossed the line.
What is it? You've eaten possibly 4 spiders in your lifetime?
No, 8. It's 8 spiders a year.
8 spiders a year? Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm like, if they want to hang out up in the corner, like above my TV, I'm like, you patrol this room.
Actually, no, I think I prevented it because I've got the CPAP machine now. So it goes over my face.
Oh, so you breathe spiders. You breathe 8 spiders a year now.
Well, they'd have to get under. I don't know how that would work.
Listen, it's not a real thing anyway. It was just like a made-up thing that everyone's like, oh, that sounds right. Let's kill all the spiders.
I don't know. You're sleeping, mouth open.
I think I would hear that soundtrack.
Wait, is that spider? I heard the music.
I heard it. Where are you?
I heard the cello.
It seemed like you were having an upbeat day. I hear you. Now you're sneaking around. Did you just learn a life lesson? A California man decided to use a lighter to kill this huge spider. The problem is he set the spider on fire and then it ran.
Oh no.
It ran to the closest mattress and caught his apartment on fire.
I'm taking you with me.
It's like someone pulls a pin on a grenade, so you just grab them like, ha! We're both going.
He's like, I'm the wolf spider. There's no... Oh shit, I'm on fire. I'm taking it with me. I'm taking it all down.
Caused $11,000 worth in damages because he saw a spider and was like, I'm gonna light this on fire. So now it's one of those things where you hear, kill it with fire. Oh, yeah, it's a funny thing. Like, yeah, I get it.
It's like meat boot.
Why do you have a boot made of meat? Maybe that's why you have spiders.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes, you grill 8 spiders a year.
They won't stand still. I'm trying to flip them.
And if grilling spiders at your home isn't enough to make you upset, are you part of an HOA here?
I don't think so.
Well, I've never owned a home.
I've only met one person, and that person came to bitch that we were parking on the street.
So probably not, because you would have gotten an official
a letter or some shit. All these people do are walk their dogs. In the snow, walk the dogs. In the rain, swear to God, in the rain.
Maybe we should give them mail, and they can deliver to the turkey houses.
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Well, there's a homeowner association in Auburn, California, that has a bit of an overreaction. One family had people living in their garage, so they've enacted a new rule.
No, don't do that.
No, you'd think that'd be the rule. That'd be a great rule, but the problem is now they have to keep their garages open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. You're not allowed to have your garage closed. If it's closed, you get a $200 fine.
Man, that's crap.
No. We gotta prevent people from living in garages, so we have to have everyone have all their valuables exposed all the time. And no, it's during the day, so you don't have to worry about theft. Theft only happens at night, right?
Sure.
That's how it works. This is example 400,878,312 of why I think homeowners associations are fucking stupid.
Right. Well,
because all it takes is one busybody to have the smallest iota of power, and they will abuse the fuck out of it.
The one that got me was my friend lived in an apartment, and they were all given flowers, and they had to put red, white, and blue flowers on their balcony. And it's like, what if I don't have time to fucking keep flowers alive? And if your flowers died, you were taken in. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, so you basically just gave me a chore.
Yeah.
You gave me a chore.
A chore and punishment.
Yeah.
It makes me kind of want to just blow up the world. No? Okay. Well, there is a business owner in Tokyo that I think just has a super outlook on things. I'm going to say this wrong. Miss Sakai Kobayashi, a 33... No. I said that too when I first read it, but it turns out that's not the full name. That's 2 separate names.
Oh, okay.
He's a former engineer who decided to open up her own restaurant after working in the service industry in different aspects for years. She has this thing where if you don't have money to pay for a meal, you can work to get credit to pay for a meal.
That's cool.
So if you want one meal, you have to work 50 minutes. She said, we offer meals in return for 50 minutes of labor at the restaurant. I use this system because I want to connect with hungry people who otherwise couldn't eat at restaurants because they don't have money. There's no staff other than her at the restaurant, which seats 12 people at a counter. She said that customers have the option of paying for food or earning a free meal by serving dishes, clearing tables, and performing other tasks. She said that so far more than 500 people, including university students, have opted to work for their meals to save money, among other reasons. And those who contribute their labor can either dine for free or receive a free free meal coupon that can be deposited at the restaurant's entrance for anyone to use. She's had the restaurant open for over 2 years now, and through various methods, excuse me, she said, through various methods, I have also kept the business profitable. A daily lunch special there is priced at about a little over $10.
Okay.
So if you don't have money, I assume you have to be at least like clean, so you can't be like some scrangly looking creepy dude. Like, yeah, you can't be like tweaked out on meth and walking like, hey, you want some sushi?
I'm ready to make some sushi.
But yeah, it's a very simple thing, and she posted the restaurant's business plan and finances on their website so she can collect input from the public on how to make improvements. And the information is also available for other people who want to open their own restaurants too. So she took all of her years of working in, she dabbled in shop management. She ran a cafe at her university, and she worked for a bunch of different places within the restaurant and service industries that she decided to make her own go at it. And she's the only employee, but she can give out meals for people. And I don't think this is something that we can do exactly here, but I'd like the idea of, working with people. So like this isn't a full-time job you have, but if you want to come in and work, a couple hours today, you can get a free meal out of it.
Well, and I just wish they would do something too about like the end of it. Like, if you wanted to do, like, if I were to have, like, say I were to have like a restaurant, say I were to own like a Kentucky Fried Chicken. You
had all these options, and you're like, dream big.
Well, no, I'm just saying because like one of the reasons why, because recently it was in the news that they were trying to get Kentucky Fried Chicken to allow them to outsource the food at the end of the day, like whatever's left.
Like give it to
give it to the community or something like that, and they still stand by it. Like it's got to be thrown away.
I mean, we live in a too litigious of a society, and I think that in some places there are protections against, like if a Dunkin' Donuts throws away their instead of throwing away their donuts at the end of the day, if they donated to the kitchen and someone got sick from them, I think there are protections in place for some places that you can't sue for that. It was donated food. Sorry. Right. But I don't think that's a law everywhere.
Right. So I get it. But I would say
I don't know any retired judges on Twitter either, so I can't hit them up.
Can't get 10 pages on chicken.
Old chicken.
I would say, because if I could do that, I would be like, maybe you do like a cleaning crew. You come in, you get to eat.
Like a wink cleaning crew? Like, hey, there's 3 bodies in here, I need a cleaning crew.
No. Like at the end of, so, for instance, like most clubs that we go to, they have a cleaning crew come in the morning.
Right.
And they do the whole place, like deep clean and everything like that. The floors, the tables, everything. I would say it would be worth it to do, you have them come in, eat a meal, and then they do like can deep clean on the restaurant. You think about how great that would be. Your restaurant is constantly being cleaned like that, and you could you'd be able to give them the food, and they eat the food, and then they do a little bit of work in between. Like you handle the main.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, I can see it from the other point of view, and it's just not something that I don't think it would work. It's like, here, you want a bunch of old food that no one else wanted today, and then clean up our bathrooms.
No, I'm talking about like we closed at 10, and we had a rush at 9:30, and then it just stopped.
Okay, but what if there isn't a rush? We don't have any food, but clean our bathroom anyway.
No, we don't have any food today. So no food, so no, so someone else has to clean the bathroom.
So it's kind of like people lining up at Home Depot at 6 a.m. saying, hey, come pick me.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, who wants to clean tonight? I got food for 3 people.
Yep.
I mean, it's interesting, but then you also have the thing of, because it's such a litigious thing, what if they get hurt in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't think she has to worry about that in Japan. But if I want to go to, Olive Garden and say, listen, I can't afford
Dream big.
unlimited breadsticks. I am dreaming big. I'm dreaming of unlimited breadsticks.
I went to the Olive Garden the other day. It was not good. Not a good experience.
I will not sit here and have you besmirch the good name of the
garden.
RG.
Of the garden. When
But
you're
like,
there,
if I go there and I'm like, hey, I can't pay for my food, but I can work real quick, chopping stuff, and then I chop my finger off.
Well, there's a worry with you.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You got priors.
I got priors. I got a history of cutting myself. So I don't think in that sense it could work here, but I'd like to see some kind of model made, or exceptions made, because there is a wee bit of a homeless issue where. So if you could find a way to feed people that are down on their luck, or shit, geez, even if you live out, like if you lived in San Francisco,
yeah,
like let's say you moved to San Francisco 20 years ago, and you could get by. It has skyrocketed there, like 1,000% or some shit. So it's insanely expensive. So now you've done nothing wrong. You've stayed in the same job. You're working the same. All of a sudden, you're barely making it paycheck to paycheck,
right?
And you can't afford to move. Maybe if there was a restaurant, then like, look, I'll go work there for a couple hours on a Saturday, and I'll get dinner out of it. It's an interesting thing. Unfortunately, I don't know how many people are going to fight for the legal ability to do that, but I don't know. I think someone saw an issue and they did what they could to help out, and it's a continuous thing. It's still turning a profit, so it's not like this is the worst thing in the world. There are still people that go there and pay for food,
right?
So, but if you have someone that's like, you want to wash dishes for an hour?
Yeah.
All right. Like, I could use a busboy for an hour, clean up the tables, spray them down. I'll be the one doing the food, but yeah, you can clean this shit.
Right. Yeah.
It's like the back in the day stories of like, oh, you don't have enough money? We're gonna make you wash dishes.
All right.
It's like, yeah, shit's expensive nowadays. Can I pay for my breakfast that way? I got 2 hours to kill. I'll go back there and wash all your dishes for the next 2 hours if I can have this Grand Slam for freezies.
For freezies.
Let's be honest, it's not worth money anyway.
No, it's not.
It's barely food.
Right.
But when you're drunk, it's amazing.
It's the best. That's going to do it for this week. Where can they find us online?
You can find us individually on Twitter at PatrickNewsom42.
That's me.
At Hungry as a Bear. That's me. You can follow the entire DVM production empire at the DVMPE. Find this podcast by going on Facebook or YouTube, searching for Stupid's Talking Stupid.
You can find all the other things we do on the DVMPE.com.
/ No Best Friends.
No Best Friends. Yep, that's going to do it. Apparently we got 2 episodes up, so listen to both of them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got a bunch of episodes up. But last week's episode, there was a delay.
Yep.
For some reason.
There.
But it's going to go up. It's probably up by the time you're hearing this. I hope you're not listening out of order. We might be making references to things in episode 3.
Oh, no.
We're not. But it's too late for you to know by now. But you should still listen to it just in case, because what if?
Spoilers.
Callbacks.
All right, that's going to do it for this week. For Stupid Talking Stupid, I am Patrick.
And I'm Bomb Cyclone.
That's right, and we will talk to you later.